Hello, Chef Marcus Guiliano here, and I'm your chef on a mission. Today's mission is more farmed salmon. Why to avoid farmed salmon? So I hear a lot of chefs and restaurants that praise Scottish salmon. They think Scottish salmon is some of the best salmon in the world. Now, keep in mind, Scotland does not have a wild salmon industry that is predominant at all. It's almost all farmed. I did a video just recently on how true Scottish wild salmon barely exists, and it's like €50 a pound, €50 a kilo. It's super expensive. The Fish Society in Scotland, one of the main distributors there and stores, got 4 fish in last year to sell, and they told me, Alistair basically told me it's a royalty item. It's something reserved for royalty in the UK and Scotland. However, a lot of chefs think that their farmed salmon is some of the best in the world. So something that Alex Morton, on one of my recent interviews with her, the marine biologist from British Columbia, she goes, Marcus, if you want to really find out how good a salmon farm is, you talk to the locals in that community. A lot of these chefs, all of these chefs, never talk to the locals in these communities. They go by what the salesman says. They go by what the company website says. They go by this picturesque image on these websites, whether it's Faroe Islands, Scotland, British Columbia, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Bay of Fundy, which I got conned into years ago in the late 90s from a seafood distributor that says Bay of Fundy has great salmon farms, turbulent waters there, clean waters, this and that. And I got conned into it, but I quickly saw the light. This is now 20 years ago. I stopped serving farmed salmon. I've not eaten farmed salmon in over 20 years, and I keep educating people that they shouldn't be eating farmed salmon. So let's take a clip of Don Sanford's, who's an activist there in Scotland who is seeing the disasters firsthand. Let's see what he has to say, and he interviews one of the locals there. Let's talk about he's going to talk about what the environment is, the ecosystem there. She's going to talk about what the ecosystem is. Let's jump into that video.
Against the Marine Harvest Farm, and then it was taken over by Scottish Salmon Company. There's been a farm in this bay for over 20 years. So, Sally, what's the salmon farming done to the seabed and the environment here in Lamlash Bay?
It's ruined the ecosystem underneath the fish farm. It's a mixture of slime and fecal waste and discarded food. And that actually limits the ecosystem. It becomes less oxygen down there. It's really very unsatisfactory. And of course, we have had terrible disease problems here. Just recently, last December, there was a disease problem, and it's reckoned they took 100 tons of dead salmon, which had to be taken all the way down to Widnes to be burned. We learned about it because of the smell on the ferry. Nobody had the decency to tell the Lamlash residents that there was a serious problem. So we're very concerned because there's never been an environmental impact assessment for this particular farm, and before any new lease is granted, then it must indeed have an environmental impact assessment.
So we're here on the west coast of Scotland, and we're moving up to the island of Mull and to Skye, and communities up and down Scotland are rising up against the Norwegian-owned salmon farming industry, which is spreading diseases. There's mass mortalities. And it's thanks to people like Sally Campbell and the people here on Arran, the coast, the community of Arran Seabed Trust.
So pretty shocking stuff. So the next time that you're at a restaurant that's praising Scottish salmon, ask them if they actually know what's going on in the farm. Ask them if they actually know what the agony the locals are going through. This lady talked about the stench, the odor, 100,000 tons of dead salmon due to disease. And this is common. A lot of salmon farms have mortality left and right. Even the most sustainable salmon farms out there, like Loch Duhart. Look at some of Don Sanford's stuff, and he has Loch Duhart where they're hauling off tons and tons of dead fish due to disease. The disease is in the farms, it spreads into the wild, and this is why the wild salmon have no chance, folks, because the disease from these farms is spewed out into the wild, and it's killing off all the fish out there. It kills off the chemicals, kill off the lobsters that they're spraying for lice. It's a disaster. Educate yourself and speak up to chefs who think that Scottish salmon is the best. There is no right way to do the wrong thing. That's how every salmon farm is set up. So don't look at the ratings, don't look at what the website says. Just avoid it altogether. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment.